Hey guys, it's the History Nerd, and we're back with another exciting episode of Stellaris Star Trek New Horizons. And where we last left off, we began the war with the Cardassian Union. Things didn't go so well, then they went great, and now they're back to not doing that well. We've got Starfleet in retreat. We've got all of our armies way down here in the Cation Union. And what we're going to want to do... Are these all upgraded now? They are. Good. We're going to want to bring our ships home as safely as we can. You see, that's what I was worried about. Sure, we're in a position... Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. So maybe if we do something like this... You know what? That's fine. We'll go there and then there. Beautiful. So we can sneak ourselves back home, and then from there, I don't know, it might be good to get them maybe back that far. I don't want to pull them too far back from the front line, but at the moment, if the Cardassians decide for whatever reason to go for the Thundercats, we're a little bit screwed there. Just want to scope things out over here in Bajor. That's the fleet we had to retreat from. As you can see, things aren't going that well. But, you know, we are sitting with a 46% war score. So, we could, theoretically, well, I know for a fact we could liberate Bajor right now, no problem. I'd like to get Minos Corva in that as well. And that's 2 systems, actually, if we take a look at it. So ideally what I want is this. I mean, ideally I want everything, but I'd be willing to compromise on this just so Bajor's not stuck to one planet and we've got a border with it. Because I'm not sure if we just liberate Bajor whether we would connect or not, and I don't necessarily want to leave these poor Bajorans, you know, stranded deep in Cardassian space. It's not exactly a nice thing to do. Now we got some stuff down here to survey. So they should come down and survey that. Where is Starfleet? Way down here. Not a great spot, that's for sure. At least we can get them, you know, back relatively better than we could with our transports. Although, I'd like to take a look at my ships here. I'll slow this down to speed 1. Because I don't think that's the warp drive I want to be using, is it? Certainly not on these ships. Hold on. We're not getting anything better there. So what we're going to need then is some reactors. So let's slap in 2 of those. Seems like overkill, but getting a better warp drive is going to be a good idea for these ships. I don't know why they don't have them. I'm a little disappointed. We got plenty of power on a Galaxy-class starship. We don't need to worry about any of that. And then on the Defiant, we could use some there as well. I guess all those EPS conduits and everything else probably eating into our power reserve. But now we should be fine. Yeah, that is going to make it more expensive, and yeah, we are definitely running into mineral problems. But, you know, sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do. Perhaps some more army damage would be good. Our armies are a little weak. We don't really need to worry about that because I think we're screwed with our protectorate. You know, trying to get them in. Look at all these factions. We'll close that. No, it's not a problem. All of these are set, right? Okay, good. So, looking at this Cardassian fleet that's coming in, like, it would probably be a good idea to just try and pick these guys apart. Those guys are definitely heading to Bajor. So if we take a look at Starfleet, which is, I know for a fact it's not out in the middle of the galaxy. Like, are these guys? No, they definitely need repair. But I wonder. So let's pause here. We do have a space station over here. So let's take Starfleet and move him back to... We'll upgrade, but move him back to Mometa. And then we should be able to jump him back in. I hope. Time will tell. Looks like the Klingons and the Nausicaans have made friends, so I would imagine that means that the Romulans are no longer at war as well, but I don't think that they're just going to jump into this fight to help out the Cardassians. I'm not sure that they actually can, so, you know.
Automatic defense procedures initiated.
Where? Pirate fleet? Oh, well that would explain why that hasn't been surveyed. What about over here? Go research that. No, my God. Okay. No. Stop. Survey. There we go. Starfleet, are you getting yourself over? We gotta kick this up to a little bit faster. And we should have those two guys coming in to join up. Good. We'll have to upgrade them, but that's fine. How's our fleet capacity looking? We could definitely do better. So, we can't afford another battleship. We can afford another heavy escort, though. So we'll go ahead and do that. Now, I should probably have shipyards on Earth, but, you know, such is life. How are things going here? You got all the food you need. I guess, really, at this stage, as long as we're producing power, everything's fine. Yep, people are going to be leaving Mars. That's fine. There you go. And in fact, you can grow on the lab, so we will get that going. Lovely. So I'm thinking, because it is going to take a little while for these guys to get upgraded and repaired, especially the Williscus 2. Hopefully, you know, the Venture 2 and the Columbus 2 can make it. They should get there pretty quickly. And these guys are obviously going to be moving into... Those guys are going for Bajor as well, but that fleet's not repairing. So at least we know we've got a damaged battleship we could be able to hit. They're not going to be able to repair at Bajor for a while. We don't have much in the way of defensive armies. In fact, we don't have any defensive armies. But that's fine. That's going to just keep them distracted. Well, we kind of get ourselves rebuilt here. Cargo pods. Cheaper ship upkeep? Sure. I mean, I don't think I'll be redesigning my combat fleet anytime soon. But that's okay. Maybe a new warp core? I mean, now that we're having to put reactors onto things, that is probably a good idea, though it is going to take a little while. Understandable. I'm not really sure the Cardassians know what they're doing yet. I think they've got too many targets to hit, which is good news for us. At least that should get us somewhere. Can we get some more? I'm not really keen on getting any more Corvettes in the fleet because I think they're just going to melt, if I'm honest. But I guess what we could do is get those guys kind of upgraded. I don't know, maybe getting rid of the rapid-fire torpedoes? No torpedoes at all? I don't know about that. Oh, we've got quantum torpedoes now? This might require a pause. Let's take a look at the ships we're using. So, at this stage, Galaxy-class ships. Yeah, we'll save that with your ridiculous energy reserves. It's lovely. And the Defiant... that should, theoretically, give us a boost. I mean, it shouldn't theoretically. It will give us a boost. Let me just see. Are you guys here yet? Give me the fleet. There we go. Okay. So we'll just retell them to upgrade. So they're going to upgrade to the latest designs. And there they go. Caster has been scanned. Good. We'll just select you. And, I mean, I don't necessarily... Maybe we should upgrade you. I don't know. Are you... You're pretty basic, aren't you? Oh, we're not going to get into the Nausicaan sector. Maybe venture out there. There you go. That's a good idea. Come on. Slide over. So I'm expecting this number to jump quite a bit with those new torpedoes. I was hoping for a little bit more. But, you know, what can you do? You guys can link up and then we'll have to upgrade y'all again. That's fine. We can handle that. And then it looks like the fleet's fully repaired as well. So that's good. And then we got this last guy to go, who will need an upgrade as well. It's going to take him a little while to get down to the fleet, but that's okay. What do we got here? Looks like we got a bit of a fight going on. Looks like the Vulcans have decided to attack a research station.
Station complete.
I'm not really sure that that's going to help us, but okay. I think we'll go for the dude with the custom AI. There you go. All right. Oh, May Carter Lynn is dead? That does suck, because she was our ship designer. I don't care about... Well, I mean, I do care about the lack of minerals, but I'm more concerned about the lack of energy. Because we're not really in a good energy position right now. So I guess what we could do to save some energy is, you know, just deactivate that. Although, no, let's reactivate it. Because I was looking for reactivate. It was just activate that I had to click on. We got some unemployment, so you know, you can go there because we're going to need the power hub, and then you can go up there because we obviously need that energy. And then what else have we got on Momoda? We should have some unemployed, so we'll go there. And then you're fleeing, so that's fine. You got anybody else? I mean, we could bring you down there, so at least you're producing something. Okay, that's good. So yeah, it looks like the Cardassians just don't know what to do. So everybody's following the 7th Order, which is maybe this big fleet that's going back and forth. So what we would... Is this... No, that's the 2nd Order. So I have no idea where the 7th Order is. We have the experimental fleet of the Ferengi and the 1st fleet of the Vulcans. Probably going to want to flee. Because those guys are going to engage, and then it's just going to get messy. Unless... it's taking a while. Let's kick it up to speed 3 and get the Clark 2 in and upgraded. And then we might be in a good position for ourselves here. In fact, let's just let you join up. Then we can upgrade.
Ships upgraded.
All right, so certainly not the world's or the galaxy's strongest fleet, but it's about as best as we can do at the moment. So, well, they're dicking around up here without, you know, retaking any planets. Let's go for Tazri, because I think that's in our list, isn't it? Yep. So, where is our troopers? They should come down. Yeah, those guys are upgraded, so they'll get there as soon as they can. Not even going to bother with that. Although we're banking up quite a lot of influence now, so that's a good thing. We can certainly utilize that if we have to. And in fact, where are my transports again? Right here? If you instead can go... Oh, that is going to be the only way? Then that's going to be the only way. So let's send Starfleet off to Olympia.
For Cardassia.
No. That's not enough. That's not enough. But it's nice to know they're thinking peace as well. Although I imagine with us being here, we're probably going to draw the attention of all the Cardassians now. So we're certainly drawing the attention of this fleet. What I would like to do is engage them and beat them back before the rest of the Cardassian fleet shows up. I don't know if we're going to be able to do that.
Scan of planet complete.
Alright, so it looks like the Bolians grabbed that breakaway Andorian state, which is good. So we'll just, you know, set ourselves up here. That poor ancient cruiser. But at least we're in a position to hit them now. And as long as any Cardassian reinforcements don't come jumping into the system, we should be okay. But it still looks like they're going back and forth there, so that is just fine. Come on, allies! Let's go. We're about to take down a battle cruiser. And so now we're basically double their strength, which is good. What's this? Star charts? Sure. There's the Thundercats coming in with their, you know, relatively smallish fleet. Well, relatively smallish fleet. It's an outdated ship. It's nowhere near being a fleet. The Cardassians don't seem to want to come in to the aid of the Second Order, which is good news for us. Because we can't really take on the might of the Cardassian fleet all in one go, I don't think, even with our great
For Cardassia.
new torpedoes. But we can certainly sit here and pick them apart. Now, the Squizzle is taking damage, but all our other ships that we kind of really just care about, they're doing fine. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we lost the Swizzle. Which is, you know, it's war. We're going to have to take some kind of losses here. But that does mean that we should be able to replace it. So, we're a third of the way there. We'll replace it soon. But all these other ships, they're the most up-to-date. They're the pride of Starfleet. And they look to be holding their own fairly well against a numerically inferior fleet. So, you know, we're not getting beat by people who have no right to beat us. That's at least a good thing. Yeah, you see, again, you're going all over the map here, Cardassia. And one last Cardassian ship. Our transports made it here yet? No, they gotta be sitting there just waiting, right? So we'll let the fleet get taken care of. And no reinforcements appearing on the horizon, which is good. At least none that I can see. Certainly none from an area where I would be expecting Cardassian troops to be arriving from. So we'll just want... Really? Up there? Okay. Well, in that case, you can go there instead. And we can tick this up because it's, you know, not necessary for us to really observe the attack on their space station. It should be a relatively quick, easy order of battle to take care of here.
Research complete.
I would feel horrible if the Thundercats died in this fight, but, you know, I think we're safe. Minerals 10%? My god, yes. And orbit. There we go. Let's get our troops in. We certainly... I love those explosions. We certainly don't want to just send them in yet, but... We're bombing down the planet pretty quickly. We do have a general in charge. Excellent. So we'll just attack. And this slack of troops should have no problem whatsoever taking Olympia. And so now... Is that it? Oh no, we gotta go all the way up there too. Okay, embark everybody and get our troops to safety. My god, that is... Yeah, no. Is that safe? It's... No one's laid a claim on the Korma sector. So, yeah, it would be safe. Let's take Starfleet. Those shields. Those shields should be coming back with time, right? Like, very, very slowly. Okay, well, we can take on that then. Although that is getting close to the rest of the Cardassians. Let's see. So, ignoring Tazri and Temecula, we can get Minos Corva and Bajor liberated. I don't know. I don't necessarily know if we're in a good position to continue to push this, but I have a feeling the Cardassians are in a little bit of a pickle. Their fleet power is equivalent to ours now. Their naval capacity is inferior because we've been knocking out their space stations like crazy. Their tech level is equivalent. So I'm wondering if we could be able to push them a bit more. Now, my only concern, of course, is like our fleet strength, comparing the 7th Order, which I think is their main battle fleet, to our fleet, we're pretty much even on strength. But if we take a look at the 7th Order, they haven't had a chance to repair the damage that, caused us to retreat. So it might not be a bad idea to just see if we can pick off the Cardassian fleet, lower their strength even more, and see what else we can get in this peace deal. Because I really wouldn't mind getting, well, I'd love to liberate everything. Because the Cardassians are just way too powerful, and this entire sector of space, I mean, it really doesn't belong to them. Physically, it does, yeah, but we know what they're doing, and the Federation can't stand for mistreatment of peoples. Now that group is fleeing. Oh, they're headed to Olympia. You want to try and bomb that down? You go right ahead. No. No, we're not doing that, Cardassia. Now, what we could do, too, we could go for their capital. So while their fleet is out here dipsy-doodling about with their Breen friends, who we should consider, like, they're not the world's strongest ships, but they're still, an extra 3,000 strength that we would have to deal with out in the field. So... yeah, I don't know. Now, we know if these guys are certainly going to Tazri, what we can do, right? There's no question that's where they're headed. So then, when they leave, 3, 2, 1, go. They're going that way. We're going that way. And I think our warp drives are certainly better. We'll get there before that single ship will. Feel bad for the Thundercats. You guys should probably go home and repair yourself anyway. You guys are almost... you got to be venting a lot of environmental necessities there. So yeah, I'm almost thinking if we go for Cardassia. Or maybe even just push west so we threaten Cardassia. We don't actually have to go and push on the planet to convince the Cardassians that, maybe it would be a good idea to liberate all the Bajoran territories they hold instead of risk having their homeworld damaged by the Federation. So we can see here, obviously, a single Cardassian cruiser is not going to stand up to this. They got some phasers, they got wave disruptors, and some basic photon torpedoes. I I wouldn't expect to be taking too much damage in this fight, is basically what I'm saying. We got... Oh, those are going to be the Thundercats. Whew. Like, I'm not sure I'm ready to take on the Cardassian fleet. Nope. And is that where these guys are going? Possibly. So what we'll want to do... Now, where are you all headed? That is the big question. They're moving to Trill. Okay. So we don't really need to worry about that then. They can go for Trill. We will go for Kawanga here. Why not? Let's get our transports. Get them into Thundercat territory. You're gonna want to move, Thundercats. Good. Scientists leveling up. Is this power that we're short on? No, but we will be soon. That's fine. Yeah, that's not a surprise. We've been at war, damn it. For quite a while, too. But like I say, I think we can push this. I'm amazed the Cardassians haven't invaded this planet. I guess Steam Age, so what would be the point, but... And this should be... we don't know yet until probably we get an orbit of them. And we can get another heavy escort on the go, so let's get that moving. That should be fully updated now. Thundercats. Whew. I hear that warp noise and I'm like, I don't know, is this going to be the big battle? I don't want it to be the big battle. We're not ready for a big battle. But what we are ready for, thank you, is seeing the Cardassians in a pickle. That's what I'm here for. Let's get the fleet moving over. And we should have that spaceport down before they get here. Let's go ahead, get in orbit. Blow up. You're not going to blow up. There we go. I zoomed in too close. I'm sorry. I like explosions. They're neat to watch. We should have our troop transport slowly moving in. And this should really be making the Cardassians wonder. So we can definitely include that. We're so close. I think we'll just need to potentially take 2 more planets. But,
For Cardassia.
1, 2, 3, 4. That's everything. Come on now, human. Let us end this war before it gets out of hand. These are our turns. Complete and total surrender. Right? Bajor. I think that is... 1, 2, 3. Oh, you want to keep Tazri, do you? We're going to keep pushing them. I can get it. I'm convinced of it. Our entire mission here is to liberate people. We want to bring freedom and good things to the fine people of the galaxy. And the first group we're going to have to do that with...
For Cardassia.
No. Is the Bajorans. We're making a stand not just for the people of Bajor, but for the people of the galaxy. Across the Alpha and Beta quadrants, people living under the wrath of horrible dictators, horrible military industrial complexes whose only reason for being is death and destruction. No, we're going to send a message to those people living in those conditions and say, there is an option. Yeah, we're going to have to go to war to get there, and quite honestly, a lot of people in the Federation don't agree with us going to war to get there, but ultimately, it's going to be worth it. Because these people, these Bajorans we're freeing now, well, they're going to have a better life. They're going to have the freedom and the liberty to live the way they want to.
Enemy planet secured.
What the hell? See, this is what I mean. We were at 80-something with the blockade. Then we go in for an invasion and we lose 10 war score because we've invaded a planet and taken it. It makes no sense. I don't understand what's going on there. Regardless, let's just keep rolling. I mean, hitting up the Cardassians this way, we can pick them apart quite easily here. So while they dick around and they can't decide whether they want to go retake Bajor or Minas Corva or maybe launch an invasion of Trill, none of that matters because they're not coming after us and we're wiping out their core worlds. Every space station we take down means they can't produce troops. Well, they can still produce troops until we land on the planet and take it for ourselves, but they can't produce ships and their ship capacity is going to drop. As we can see, I mean, their naval capacity is inferior to ours. And it's only going to keep going down. Which is great because, one, they're not going to be able to replace their losses at an effective rate. And two, the fleets that they have running around, if it's above their fleet capacity, it's going to start costing them more to keep that thing running. So we're just in a great position here. If only capturing a planet counted more than just parking ships above it. And if it wasn't for the huge, big Cardassian fleet that's hanging out around wherever they're at. What do we got? We got a little defense station. Yeah, that's not going to be a problem. All right, Starfleet. Go take that down. And we got our new heavy escort almost completed. Which is good. It's lovely. And that little defensive station there shouldn't be much to deal with. So let's kick this up to speed 3 so we can actually get our fleet going. What do we got going on here? No. Go away. I'll just park some more ships in orbit above your planets.
Hostile fleet engaged. Research complete.
Station complete.
We got a new warp core. Let's go for some increased energy credits. Because, I mean, ultimately that is our biggest concern. Alright, take down their defensive station, which is honestly just a waste of minerals. Park you over there. Get our transport fleet to enter orbit. That's at 96. So... really? This makes me wonder, can I leave my transports parked above? Oh no, our admiral's dead. He's uplift. But we need a new admiral. Hold on a second. Let me check something. Oh, he is dead. Damn. I know he was in charge of 2 ships, so I'm like, maybe. Looks like we're into the movie uniforms now, so that's exciting. What do we want? Obviously, we're going to want a 2-star if we can, and I think an increased fire rate is going to be better than sensor range and sublight speed. So there you go, sir.
Affirmative.
So, the big test here is going to be...
Incoming
For
transport.
Cardassia.
Now, with our transports in orbit, if we leave... Yes. Okay, good. So now what we can do is just quickly go to Taurus, go to New Mekar, and actually... yeah, I don't know. I think it'll be better to just send the fleet into Tauros and knock out whatever system defenses they have. Because... yeah, you should probably attack the space station.
Hostile fleet engaged.
Or the constructor ship, you know, whatever
Hostile
works.
fleet engaged.
And... boop.
Spatial width
100%.
detected.
Everything. Force the demands. The war is over, we admit defeat. Absolutely the best possible outcome. Let's get the Federation ships back to Mabu. And the map should update with our new friends. We can invite them into our coalition. We can demand vassalization, which honestly is probably going to be the best route to go. Welcome, United Bajoran Mandate. Welcome to freedom. Isn't it lovely? You're gonna want to be protected by us. Now, sure, the cynical or the cynic out there will say, well, really, Federation, all you did was create a client state that's under your control and not the Cardassians' control. And sure,
Cardassia.
that could be true, but I think everyone can agree that the United Bajoran Mandate is going to have a much better time living without slavery. You know? Living without forced labor. Just in general. Being a better place to have a good life. The Cardassians have entered into a diplomatic deal with the Tholians. That's not a concern. The Cardassians,
For Cardassia.
they're still big. Like, there's no question. They're still... They still have the potential of being a galactic threat. Absolutely. Open up the borders. Let's let everybody in. But the nice thing is, they're definitely weaker. We've got good buffer states between the two of them. Or, you know, the United Bajoran Mandate now and the Tellarite Technocracy. It's a very nice breathing room of very friendly nations. Up in the north, we got some very friendly nations as well. So considering how long this series has gone on and how Utopia releases tomorrow, I think we're going to call the series here for today. This mod, my god. You can invest so much time into this mod. Like, as you can see, it's massive. And with the updates, because they've gone at least another version, if not two, from the start of the series, it changes Stellaris into a good Star Trek game. Now, it is a bit war focused. I mean, with the Federation Council events, you can certainly have a more peaceful United Federation of Planets to fit more in line with Star Trek lore. But you're still going to need to go to war. And I mean, I guess, you know, in Star Trek, the Federation still had to go to war, so it's kind of a moot point. But, you know, there's a lot of love. There's a lot of work that's gone into this. And, you know, the Federation is incredibly well fleshed out, but it's not the only one. Klingon Empire, Romulans, Cardassians, all of them have special treatments that make them feel like their own nations. And it's great. It's a wonderful mod for Stellaris. And I know these guys are going to continue to plug away at this. I mean, I don't know for how long, but for a good long while. And there's a reason why this is one of my most favorite mods for Stellaris that's out there, because it's so well done and it does change the game in good ways. Some in bad ways. You know, I'm not exactly a fan of the way influence really hits the Federation, but I understand that you got to limit them somehow, because quite honestly, the Federation, if it wasn't limited by influence, and you could just, like, as soon as you form, go and spam colony ships and have leaders and all this other stuff, like, it would just snowball out of control. So it's a good limiting factor. It's just annoying to play as sometimes, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, so that's been Stellaris, Star Trek New Horizons. If you're a Star Trek fan, definitely check this out. If you're not a Star Trek fan, it can still be fun. Granted, a lot of the lore and a lot of the event chains might not make a lot of sense to you, but it's still fun to plug away with and do with as you will. All right. It's a very long wrap up, but I like this and I wanted to talk about it a bit. So, thumbs up if you have enjoyed today's episode. Leave your comments, questions, concerns, thoughts, jokes, musings, what have you below. Thank you all very much for sticking with this series, and we'll see you guys next time.